all of us, I came to here filmmaking, she came here for filmmaking. We all think LA is the place we want to go and learn in Hollywood. Why did you go to North Carolina instead of LA?
Money, really. I mean, I was like, I'm not going to come here and go $100-some thousand in debt for a crack shot industry that just I could make money and I could not.
My school was interesting. I grew up in a small village, and we had one teacher who would teach you first grade and all the subjects, and the same teacher will stay with you second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh.
Wow.
So she was just responsible for 30 of us.
That's kind of nice.
It was amazing.
You know?
After the first month is when I started realizing that there is a huge cultural difference, and it's not the kind of difference that...
It's amazingly brave to come to another country without knowing anybody.
Yeah.
And just try to not just survive, but try to prove that you are an extraordinary talent, and you have to
alien.
What if somebody from India or Faridabad thinking about I want to go abroad? What would you tell that person? Let's say she's a filmmaker, right? What would you tell that person?
I don't know if there is enough audience that even wants to see a side of my culture, unless if I'm talking about hobby. And that's not all India is about.
Do you remember the first time you were like, maybe I should go to US?
Yes.
You can tell me what were you doing?
That was not when I was in the very first time, if you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was when I was, I think, 18 or 19, and I knew that I wanted to be in film, but I was in a design school, and I hated it. And I think I had done the first year.
Yeah.
And I had done the first year also with a lot of difficulty with my friends doing my assignments, and I just didn't enjoy it at all, and I kept thinking about film, and I had heard of some friends who had come here to study film.
Yeah.
And my parents were not very keen on me going to Mumbai at the time. So it felt like, okay, maybe if I say I'm going to America, there'll be some prestige attached to the fact.
US, but not to Mumbai.
Some sort of prestige attached to the fact that it's a university or a college in the US.
Yeah.
I applied as well, but ultimately I didn't come. Yeah, I got through NYFA.
Oh,
and that was what everybody gets through NYFA. I'm sorry about that, but
I was just telling Zach that the universities make so much money through international students.
Yes.
And I asked him, Zach is a camera guy right now. I asked him, he's in LMU, how much he pays per unit.
Yeah.
And he was like $37 something per unit.
No, like 37.
Through zero. It's attached
per credit.
3,700 per credit.
Yeah.
Per unit?
Yes.
Yeah.
3,700.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was paying, no, not per, 3,700 per.
Yeah, per
Per
unit.
credit. Yeah.
So how much is the class?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's like,
It's like if you
like
pay
a $10,000
37.
class.
Yeah.
$2,000?
Like 10,000.
10,000.
Oh, wow.
Per class?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an expensive school.
Jesus.
Imagine that.
And who takes it? What it's like it doesn't go to the teachers.
Private school.
Yeah, I know, but they're not paying. They give the teacher
I
a
think
little
with
bit.
the film school, I don't know about other universities and what their cost is like, but even my school is equally expensive, and I know a lot of the film schools that I applied to are equally expensive. I think they justify it by saying that they're giving certain kinds of facilities to us.
Sure.
So we get
Infrastructure. is
No,
pretty
there
good.
is.
we get cameras. Everything you
Yeah.
saw on set was from a lot of it was from school.
Because I went to Santa Monica College, and at the end of all the classes, you make one film as a class, and one guy get to make the film,
Right.
and 29 are helping.
It's crazy.
But you make
Everyone
bunch of
gets
films,
to make.
right?
Yeah, I think even at LMU, everyone must be making their own thesis, right? Yeah, so everyone gets to make
That's
their own
nice.
thesis. They also, they try to justify it mainly with the infrastructure. Yeah.
That's kind of ours. We had the same situation.
How was your
I went to North Carolina, UNCW, and not everyone got to. Of course, everyone wants to direct their own thesis film, but not everyone gets. There's maybe in a class of 25, 30, there's 5 or 6 thesis films, and then it was kind of an interesting process because you interview
Mhm.
and say like, well, I want to direct, and here's my idea,
Yeah.
and here's how I would do it,
Sorry,
and whatever.
where is this again?
North Carolina,
Oh, okay.
Wilmington,
Mhm.
North
Yeah.
Carolina, and the teacher, based on that interview, would be like, he would pick the 5 projects I guess he thought was the most interesting.
Yeah.
And then he would assign you roles based on your interview and be like, well, you interviewed and the way you were talking, so I think you'd be a great producer instead. This guy's going to be a director, and this person will be and then the roles kind of got broken out.
But it's
that
interesting because all of us, I came to here filmmaking, she came here for filmmaking. We all think LA is the place we want to go
Yeah.
and learn in Hollywood. Why did you go to North Carolina instead of LA?
Money, really. I mean, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to come here and go $100,000 in debt for
Yeah.
a crack shot
Yeah.
industry that just I could make money or I could not.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of a production footprint. They were making a lot of TV shows at the time in
Yeah.
Wilmington specifically. And it was really nice. It was by the beach. It was affordable. And there was opportunity there to
And it's a good school too, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty decent school. They also it had a creative writing component, but when
Yeah.
I got there, I wanted to double major.
Yeah.
And then they were like shrinking that program, so I kind of got screwed there, and then I just sort of focused on the film stuff.
Yeah, it's a very good idea for anybody who wants to come to US. You don't have to go to LA because film schools are good over here, but cost of living is pretty high. You can
Yeah.
go to another state, another city, get a film degree, and then come here to work.
Yeah.
I also feel like the way the business has gone in the past 10 years, like
Yeah.
eventually, it also depends on what you want to do career wise, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to sort of be this creative or work in management or something like that, you should be here or maybe New York. But
Yeah.
to just make stuff, this is one of the most difficult places to just make things.
Yeah. I mean, look
So-
at her story, right? I don't know, when you were 18, you wanted to come to Hollywood or LA, right?
Mhm.
Filmmaking.
Yeah.
And then you came to make films
Yeah.
here. You finish your school,
Yeah.
and now you are in your OPT.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Hollywood is not here.
I
Hollywood
know.
is in Georgia,
Yeah.
It's everywhere
New
else.
Mexico, in Canada,
Yeah.
everywhere else but in LA.
Yes.
And that's
So-
that's
Well, I,
I mean
hope they bring it back. But yeah.
It would take time. I mean,
It's-
they're
Yeah.
trying.
it's all cyclical though. Like this is sort of what happened when I was in North Carolina. I was like, oh, there's kind of this boom. We went down there.
Yeah.
There's a lot, they were doing a lot of Marvel stuff, Iron
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
a couple TV shows.
Yeah.
And then a couple months after I graduated college, I started working on, I got my first movie job
Mm.
on a feature. I did 2 features while I was still in school, working just on different departments as, low level stuff.
Yeah.
But then we graduated, and then within like 4 months of graduating, the tax incentive, politically they like let it lapse and they didn't renew, and
Yeah.
all the shit went to Georgia, and it was like,
Yeah.
cool. And there's, it's a small town, so
Yeah.
it's like if there's one TV show there,
Yeah.
all the old guys who I've been there working for so long, like they're gonna take it, and there's no
Yeah.
room for growth
Yeah.
anyways. And so then it's like, what do you do?
But I feel like now everybody is quite aware that the work
Yeah.
is getting out of LA, and I have a feeling there may be ways to kind of bring it back.
It's also challenging for a student like you who went to prestigious university, right? And then you get 1 year to work,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
1 year you have to get a job.
Yeah.
Also, before getting job, make a film,
Yeah.
and to get a visa, which is O1B visa,
Yes.
called extraordinary
Yeah.
talent. You have to prove yourself you're
Yeah.
an extraordinary talent
Yes. Yeah.
while doing in a school,
Yes.
and you cannot work in a school because you are not allowed
Yes.
to. So
Yes.
you have to make film that win big awards.
Not one. You have to make like 4 or 5.
Yeah, that win bunch of awards while you cannot be part of professional industry, and then you
Yes.
have 1 year to work, and then you prove yourself to an extraordinary
Yeah.
talent,
Mhm.
and then you can basically get
Yeah.
few year work visa.
Yeah.
What are
You
you
get-
up to right now?
So you get 1 year OPT,
Mhm.
and then based on the visa you get, like I will be applying for an O category visa, O1.
Yeah.
I would get 3 years after that to
Yeah.
work, and then I'll have to renew. and I think usually people get 3-year work visa if it's a proper visa. But you're right in terms of having to justify yourself as alien of extraordinary ability, that's what the visa says it is.
This is alien of extraordinary ability.
The visa is for alien of extraordinary ability. And you need to prove to the government that you have this extraordinary ability to do this particular thing that you want the visa for.
I think I remember when we had to go through your process years ago, and we were trying to do. I was helping you with all that.
So much paperwork.
Such a headache.
It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of trying to get deal memos from companies or people, in my case, maybe producers.
Right. To letter of recommendation.
They need to vouch that they will definitely hire you for this particular project, maybe next year or 2 years from now. So you need like few deal memos. You need, I don't have the whole list, but you need
recommendation letters.
I would say you need a lawyer.
You need a lawyer.
The best thing that you can do to yourself is get a good lawyer who knows how to position you after understanding your profile.
Right.
Because it's not really one shoe fits all. It's very like how they can figure what's great in your particular.
You have to get good lawyer, because in my case, I think they were really comfortable at that time because everybody was getting visa approval, and my visa, they did make few mistakes. And looking back at it, I didn't get O1B visa, but looking back, one of the mistake was like, I got a deal memo. Deal memo is basically, they say like, he's promised to work from this time period to this time period.
Yeah.
And I had deal memo for 3 years. So I had booked work for 3 years, and there was not even a 1 day break. The visa officer in rejection, he or she, I don't know, they were like, it's hard to believe that you have 3-year work book in LA without a day break. And it made sense, it is hard to believe. Although I did have all the papers, but again, it makes sense that question. So you have to have a good lawyer, but you have to also think very logically.
I think you want to definitely think whether you want to work here or not. I think a lot of people are also like I was in that situation where I was still contemplating whether I want to spend all that money and just trying to get the visa, because the application is expensive. And trying to get the application done is also expensive. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So you have to be sure that you want to put that effort and the time and the money.
It's a lot of effort
to get that
to
visa.
Because if I hadn't applied for the visa, I would have made 2 more short films.
Right.
It's a lot of emotional,
draining
work where you are just focusing on collecting letters from people, and how many recommendation letter you can collect, because you really didn't work here. You're not allowed to work. So without working with people, how to get recommendation letters?
It's pretty much like you have that 1 year that you're on your OPT to prove your worth to like other people who will eventually support you. You don't even have an entire 1 year actually, because my process will start in 6 months. So I only have 6 months to make 4 short films. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Right. Well, how short?
It can be however short, but it's not just that you make the movie.
Oh, right. You're saying,
It needs to either have, either you've won some awards or you've had some sort of an audience base. So of course, there are people who have already done this while they're in school. There are people who come with a certain kind of background. If we specifically talk about film, like I have friends who made short films even before starting school. So if you're able to prove your credibility through that program, then it makes it easier. And also, I also want to say it's not like it's impossible. I do know people who had nothing to do with film before starting school, did 3 years of school, their thesis did well, and then they hustled and got work as a director or and then were able to get their own visa.
Or even one great short film that goes to BAFTA or
big
festivals, like then you're good. Then you are extraordinary alien.
I mean, let's hope.
I did get a chance to work in your film, and I see it too. So it's really good.
You.
So I hope you get more. So we can talk about a little bit cultural difference, because you grew up in India, and what part of India you grew up in?
I was in Faridabad.
Okay, so Faridabad versus Savvas, you grew up in Maryland.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. how was your primary school? We call it primary school in India,
Yeah,
first to
yeah.
seventh grade, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
Quite interesting. Very different, I think. I didn't enjoy it at all. I hated going to school. Well, I feel like I've had many hated going to school experiences.
Was it in English language or in
It was an English medium school.
Okay.
But I think it was very very strict. I think I've always been a child that liked to do a lot of things. You know, like even now, I feel like I like to do a lot of things, and it was very strict in terms of
Kids get beat up?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got beaten up all the time
Oh,
for no fault
girls
of
too?
mine. Girls too. It has.
Wow.
It's not just that the boys get beaten up. Even girls would get beaten up, and it's definitely changing now. There's a lot more awareness now, and I don't think that teachers can have the liberty to just hit somebody.
Right.
But I was hit for reasons not even worth being punished for.
Yeah.
You know, like just
Crazy.
wanting to go to the bathroom, for example, in the
That's
middle of the class,
crazy.
or yes, sometimes like not completing your homework, but that's still not
Beat up with the
justified.
hand or like they had a rule, like stick or something?
No, I luckily didn't have the sticks, but it was with the hand, and that was quite bad too. And I think it
Yeah, no,
did
it's not good.
leave not very good childhood memories for me. And I
That-
think for the longest time I was not able to share with my parents that it was happening.
I grew up in India in small village,
Yeah.
and I know boys would get beat up, but girls would never get beat up. And so, did anything happen? Did any action were taken against those
No.
teachers or no?
No
Because-
action was taken against any teacher. And I think it was only a few years later that my parents found out, because I started becoming
Yeah.
very upset once I've come back from school.
Yeah.
And I remember them like going to the principal and talking to them and talking to the teachers, and they apologizing in the moment.
Yeah.
But it didn't really like change from there, you know.
Because there were laws at that time too, protecting.
I'm not
Nobody
sure
knows.
if there. I'm not sure if there were laws at the time that I was in school, and if they were probably not
Nobody was.
implemented
Yeah.
to the level that they should have been implemented.
Yeah.
There was no social media, so there wasn't like awareness unless if there's news about it.
Right.
And these are smaller things. Like every school, all kids get beaten up at that time.
Yeah.
At that time, not now.
It's different. You're coming
It's
with
different.
black eyes
Yeah.
and stuff, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, so school was not. I was also very tomboyish, and I think that kind of leaned into the fact that
It doesn't matter. The teachers should
yeah.
never, you know. I'm okay with boys get beat up a little bit,
Yeah.
little bit at that time, but girls, no, that there is
Yeah.
no excuse for that. My school was interesting. I grew up in a small village,
yeah.
and we had one teacher who would teach you first grade and all the subjects, and then same teacher will stay with you second, third, fourth,
Oh
fifth,
my
sixth, and
God.
seventh.
Wow.
So she was just responsible for 30
Everything.
of us.
That's
everything.
kind of nice.
It was amazing
You know?
because my teacher was young.
I'm thinking about the teacher.
No, she was amazing.
The
She-
amount of responsibility
Yeah.
of so many people, of so many grades.
we were 30 kids, but she was, you know, idealist young girl who became teacher. And when we were in third grade, I was in Gujarati medium,
Yeah.
not in English medium, government school. By the time we were in third grade, we could solve the English exam for fifth grade
Wow.
because she was that good.
must
She
be
would teach
good.
us everything.
Well, it helps too when you stick with kids for year
She
over
knows
year.
it really
She
well.
she understands how you learn. You know,
Yeah. She paced herself out with the subjects. She would
Yeah.
know when to teach what and
Yeah.
everything. And I remember fifth grade or so, she got married and she had to move to another place. And all the kids were crying, and she was crying too. And we gave her a goodbye gift. And I remember her name, Lapu Ben, one of the most amazing teacher of my life. But we had another teacher. If she sees kids outside playing, she would beat them outside the school. And she was this tiny woman, skinny woman, and she's walking around and as soon as the kids see her, they
They
just
run.
run. How was your, I guess, primary school or education?
Yeah.
How many times you got beat up?
Never. No.
Were you here, like in America? For your
Yeah,
primary
yeah.
school?
And I was born
Was
here.
it ever? Is it something you even heard that kids would get beat up at school around you? Or
I mean,
was
by each other, yeah.
Okay, but not
It
by-
wasn't
not by
so much.
teachers.
I think by the time, yeah, like in our time, like definitely like in my parents in that time when they like, I think it was still acceptable for the teacher. You don't listen, they kind of give you a little, but they were too soft by the time.
Yeah. I think it's changing now in India for sure.
Is,
yeah.
I mean, law. I do believe there is a law that if you complain, legal actions are taken. But again, India doesn't follow law; they follow societal rules. you know, most of the small town and stuff. But I think it's less. But I think it's kids probably still getting beaten up in government school and stuff.
I'm sure.
Yeah. No,
I'm sure, and I mean, I also read a lot of news about it that it keeps happening. But yes, some of the other legal action then based on what's happening.
People don't take legal action as much as in US, where people are just waiting to sue each other.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's insane. Like I even remember like it really has nothing to do with school, but when my uncles came over. Years ago, we're reading on the menu and it's like consuming raw or undercooked food. And he's like, why do they put this stuff on the menu? It's like, well, because you get sued if you don't,
That was one of my cultural shock when I came to US. I never seen lawyers billboarding.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. I was so surprised.
Many lawyers.
It reminded me of that show Better Call Saul, and I was like, that happens like in reality,
especially Los Angeles. Like I think you see it a lot here.
Oh yeah.
You see it at other places around the country, but here's like every corner. It's like
there's a lawyer who will sue people for you if you get hit by bicycle.
Get $1 million if you're in an accident.
And he specializes in bicycle related accident laws or something like that. But it was just one like okay.
Yeah.
Did you
next time we want money, maybe we can do a mini accident.
It's so
But then if you get caught for the fraud, they'll sue you for that.
That's true.
So then they'll sue you for suing them for fake suing them.
Yeah. Just become a lawyer. I think that's the best way of making
that
money
is something.
in this country. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying something.
Did you have any cultural shock? When did you come first? What year?
I came here in 2021.
And what was your cultural shock?
I think in the beginning I was quite excited, and I felt like because I have lived in many places within India, I felt like I will easily adjust.
And you've seen shows and movies too.
Yeah, I've seen shows. I have seen shows and movies, but I wasn't very inclined towards watching Hollywood cinema or shows at that time. I love Bollywood. I'm obsessed with I have no shame in calling it Bollywood. I love Bollywood. I love Hindi cinema. I love the Indian stuff. I consume a lot of that. But just because I would move my base as where I'm living every like 5 or 6 years, I thought that, okay, after 5-6 years of being in Bombay, I would easily adjust to being in America. And I was excited also. But I think after the first month is when I started realizing that there is a huge cultural difference. And it's not the kind of difference that gets filled or gets smaller quickly. Like it takes time. And I think, I'll get to the boring part later, but the most interesting part for me was restaurants close at 7 or 8 o'clock, at least where I was. I was in Orange County.
Yeah.
And I came out of my class at 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah, what you gonna have McDonald's?
Which is strange, because like, why are classes happening at 7 p.m. at night?
Yeah.
And I'm hungry.
And the
then I realized everything is closed.
I think that's specifically too, like, in Los Angeles. Like, Los Angeles is one of the most major cities that, like, you can't really get a late night.
Well, I know lots of
there are. But like in general, it's. I mean, there's certain areas. There's lots of good like street vendors in Koreatown and things like that. But like,
there is no outdoor nightlife that you would have in India. You can just walk around the streets.
It's not. It's not the same. Bars are.
It's
open.
very sterile. I mean, that's
indoor nightlife is there.
Yeah.
But like I came from Mumbai or even like Calcutta for that matter. There was always something or the other that was open.
Streets
in Bombay, there's traffic at 2 a.m. in Mumbai. It's traffic. Wow. You're stuck in traffic sometimes.
Sometimes here too, but it's on the freeway. Like,
if there's an accident, right? No, ours is just
because people are hanging out.
Yeah.
What was the boring part of cultural shock?
No. The boring part I was saying was I think I missed because I was in Orange County,
Yeah.
I missed familiarity a lot.
Mhm.
You know, I think everything started becoming like, I don't know what it is, or I don't even the language, even though I thought I can speak very good English because I went to an English medium school, and then I went to a school that had a lot of British influence. But when I came here, and in India, people thought my English is so fluent that I have an accent. But when I came here, nobody could understand me in the beginning. You know, like
I had the
with
same
my
thing,
So that was something I thought I wouldn't have an issue with, but I did. And it's also just how we think. I think the humor was different, you know, the jokes are all different, and the style of joking is different. In India, we don't get offended very quickly, you know, so we were able to joke about without having to worry that I'll be sued
I
back
also
for
think
something.
you came
You know?
into America at a very like politically tumultuous time,
absolutely.
whereas like 15
Yeah.
years ago, like it wasn't a big deal. Now it's like you have one little slip up and like you're a racist, you're evil, you're bad, and it's like it's
No, to be honest, eventually, like now I've been here 4 years, I have been able to find friends who vibe with me the way I do. And they're not necessarily Indians, or maybe they're Americans, or they're other immigrants who you can have like the similar kind of humor style with. So it's fine. But I feel that I think very quickly after the first month, and after the first month till like the first 2 years, I would tread very carefully. You know, who I have to say what to. I felt I have to be very careful of that. I missed partying like Indians. You know, I missed my music. I
DJs
missed
in Mumbai are so good.
Yes. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
But it's not just like late night partying. And I think I missed heart-to-heart conversations.
Yeah.
I think people are... I found it took me a while to connect with somebody who's not from the same culture as mine, you know, to understand where they are coming from. And I missed the food. I'm a vegetarian, so it was really difficult. Like now I know when I go to a restaurant, okay, this is what I can eat and this is what I can't eat. Or I should not go to, I don't know, some chicken shop, you know, like those kind of things.
It's amazingly brave to come to another country without knowing anybody. And just try to not just survive, but try to prove that you are an extraordinary talent, and you know you have to
alien of extraordinary.
Like it's not that easy, and you know journey of international students are crazy. How was your visa process, like a student visa process?
I don't remember much of it because it was during COVID, but I remember that it was long because it was COVID and there was a lot of delay. And even though I think the paperwork was not that difficult, especially because it's a good university, so I was not doubtful about that. It was just a pain to get the appointment with the embassy, you know. And that took very, very, very long. Finally, I think we had an agent who I know had a lot of people from his team just working overnight looking for appointments for not just me, but like a few other Indian students who needed it. Because it was also like, if you are not able to make it within the first month of the program starting, you'll have to defer it to next year.
Oh, wow.
So it's not
it's like, you're very on the...
if the program starts on the 30th of August, you can't come here in October. You know, like you have to be here in the first few weeks.
Wow.
So I think that was something that was not sure of whether you'll get the
I got stuck in COVID too, because 2019, me and my now wife, we decided to get married and come here as a fiance visa. And we decided in 2019, and letter that usually takes 1 month, it took 2 years. And
what?
I came here in 2021. I never got the letter. And my wife, she's a doctor. She was in residency and she was dealing with COVID crisis here and seeing patients and all those things. And she really needed somebody,
to be
by her side. And it took me 2 years to come here.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember.
That's tough. That's right. This was a dependent visa?
It's called fiance visa.
Okay.
So you come here on fiance visa. You have 90 days to get married, and then you get a green card.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Haven't you seen the 90 Day Fiancé
yeah.
show?
No, I've not.
Crazy. I call
What
it
is it?
stupid fiance. It's just it's 90-day fiance, but they just get they don't get normal people. It's crazy.
It's for the show.
I was so again. I hate that reality stuff. It just makes
Dude, it scared me. Me and like we apply for fiancé visa and it's like we have to marry in 90 days. And again, we were in relationship and she visited India twice and we
I mean, you guys were already in like a 4 or 5
it
year
did scare
relationship.
me like briefly. Like, what if this is happened to us?
If you've never seen the show, you have to. It's incredible. It's I hate that stuff.
I think it'll just make me feel sad.
I couldn't stop watching.
Because I'm married to an Indian only and I have no way of getting the 90-day fiance visa. It just makes me sad.
It's funny. It's these people are characters.
No, I love
The Americans and the I know.
No, you audit. You were like, oh.
So I would. What if somebody from India or Faridabad thinking about like I want to go abroad?
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell that person? Let's say she's a filmmaker, right? What would you tell that person? Do they come America or there's Australia, there's Canada, there's Germany, and other countries too?
I don't know that yet. Because I don't know so much about the programs in UK. I know there's a great one in UK too. But I would say, if you have to come to America, then you should want to make Hollywood films.
Yeah,
I think that was especially if you want to come to LA. Well, I did not know that. Because this area is very very focused on making American cinema.
Yeah,
and that's how I feel. It's a very personal opinion. I'm sure other people may have had their own journeys. But in my journey, I felt that I had to fight my way through just to be heard as an immigrant with a voice of wanting to tell South Asian stories.
Yeah.
It's not just by fighting through. I don't just necessarily mean permissions. I also mean like finding the audience.
Right.
I don't know if there is enough audience that even wants to see a side of my culture unless if I'm talking about poverty. And that's not all India is about.
Right.
So if the person coming from Faridabad is excited about watching English films or creating Hollywood cinema or having that sort of a fascination, then I would say you need to be here, you need to come here. But if you want to create international cinema, which is not just Indian or not just American, maybe you have you want something European style. It is possible to appeal or basically apply for funds and get funding from here for those projects, but it's highly, highly competitive. And it can take years and years and years to like reach that place. So come with a financial backup. Absolutely. Or come on a scholarship. I'm not sure if right now it's worth, in today's time, it's worth taking a big loan and coming if you don't have a plan. In film, if you don't have a plan right now. It would be different maybe in the future if things change. It was different earlier. But I think right now people are having trouble just getting jobs, and that's how it is worldwide.
Thank you so much for
this was fun.
This is first podcast, and these two amazing people are here to
You're
help
very
me
kind
out.
to say that. No.
Thank you.
Well, I hope this is informative for a lot of people who are trying to come to the US.
And we're going to have more international students who talk about their journey, their experience, their journey to get visa, either it's a student visa or work visa, and just how to survive in US throughout the process. And we'll see you in next episode. Thank you.
Bye.